Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Can't tell, truck's pushed out. We got our access covers popped open and it is time to install our new CP3s. So big thank you to Jeff over at Exergy. Just FYI, I don't know what's going on with UPS. We got local law enforcement now involved. We had a set of injectors go missing and now a set of CP3 pumps, or a CP3 pump that has gone missing. They seem to be disappearing from where they pick them up at the store to the hub drop off on the outgoing freight. So yeah, just a friendly reminder, if you work for UPS in the Southern California area and you may or may not have relocated something that doesn't belong to you, I'd gladly just take the items back and we can drop it all. If not, we have now reached $7,500, which is, even in California, a felony. So anyway, we got our pumps back now, and we have our Exergy Alphas. These are the 550 liters per hour pump. This is the latest and greatest from Exergy. As you can see here, this one is brand new. This one was one of our old ones. We sent two old ones in. One did get, like I said, stolen. We are pretty confident on that. It was the same UPS driver for both occurrences, and he does drive a diesel pickup truck, so that is something very interesting that we are learning. However, I regress. Yeah, Jeff got us all fixed up on these. Big thank you to them and the whole team over at Exergy. We talked through UCC, and I asked him, I was like, hey, like, you know, should we? And he's like, I probably would. So our old race 14s supported 500 liters per hour, and I believe right around 5,500 RPM, they started to lose a little bit of fuel delivery. These, however, will go to 6,000 RPM at 550 liters per hour. So we gained 50 liters per hour, or essentially 10% more pump in total. So this, with our new 6.7 dynamite injectors and our new Exergy rail, we should have approximately 15% more injector, 10% more pump, which our pumps weren't maxed out. So we are definitely, our next dyno time, going to absolutely turn up the wick on this. But that is not what the video is about. Let's go ahead and get these thrown in. The only trick or tip I have for you, a little bit of assembly lube on the seals here. These are very easy to nick on install if you're not paying attention. And then we will also torque our CP3s down. I usually try to go to about 102, 104 foot-pounds. I've had good luck with that. I always do seat them with an impact, though. It does tend to work better. And then we'll get them all replumbed on the 14 mil pumps from Exergy, whether it's a race or an Alpha. And you can tell it's an Alpha. The Alphas have a red back. Now, keep in mind when Exergy ships these out, I'll show a picture real quick here what it looked like. I paint these pumps. Because I don't want them rusting. But this is what Exergy does. Your regular race 14s have a silver billet back housing. The Alphas are signified by this red back housing here. This is your feed here instead of here. These are capped off. This is your factory feed normally. They feed them back here, and then your return is still going to be right here on the side, as well as your feed, and then you have your FCA plug here. So nothing too crazy. The biggest thing is your factory feed is capped, and you feed it back here. That is the big change. Also, I did talk to Jeff. If you guys would comment down below, if Exergy started offering like a Cerakote or a coating for $50 more per pump, is that something you'd be interested in? Jeff's looking for some feedback. So let's get these thrown in here and maybe get this thing fired up now that we got that new battery. so because one of our pumps went missing, I don't have that fitting. I only had one extra, so I had to order some. Is what it is. We got everything else plumbed. Still going back and forth on the rail. Nothing bad. I want to clean it, and I haven't cleaned it, and I already painted it. So yeah, kind of shot myself in the foot on that one. But we got our 2 pumps on. Probably hook up the lines. And yeah, they fit just like the regular pumps. No change there. It was funny trying to remember how I clocked them. Got our belt back on, and that's about it. I am probably going to start this with the front clip, or the front part of this off, just in case we have any issues. It's easy to fix. I'm also, I don't know, guys, that it had that weird noise at idle. And part of me is just like, whatever. The other part of me is like, I don't know if I should check the cam. I feel like I did with the camera and everything looked fine. So it's probably just all in my head at this point. Everyone I've sent a video to said it sounds great, so maybe we'll just let it ride. We will wrap up this video more than likely tomorrow night. Again, we're getting ready for diesels in the mountain, as I alluded to before. And we're just going to turn it up, see what happens. Different manifold, different pumps, different injectors. And we'll see. We added a little more nitrous as well, and we'll see what happens. But up until now, we have finished the pumps. We got to mount our new wheels and tires, which the tires showed up today. The wheels are not here yet. And then we are waiting for, put it all back together, and then I got to pull the trans. So this trans did the dyno hit. This trans did the sled pull. We are going to just pull the trans out real quick, make sure everything looks good. I'd much rather go into it knowing we're healthy than thinking there's a potential there could be an issue. Also, on the wheels and tires, I'm not sure if we'll show it in this video or not, but big thank you to Michael Brown. Got us set up with what we needed, the contacts to get it. So big thank you to him as well. Yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. I'm going to clean up our little mess here and keep going, but man, that dual pump cover, I'll tell you what, you need one, a New Performance Auto, for sure. And then again, there's our Medusa of pump. Yeah, enjoy it. It is many, many days later. And if you guys are following the timeline on these videos, some of them happen in between each other. But we did get our fitting, our M12-8 fitting here in. And for right now, we're just going to run our dual line setup with the original rail just for right now. We're going to fire it up. So we're going to check to see if the battery's working good, if this transmission, which pretty sure you guys will see that after, or maybe before, I don't know. But we got to put fluid in it, stuff like that. And then we can put the front end back together and go take this thing for some rips. But I told you guys we would fire it up for you on this video and see how that new battery cranks it over. So I'm pretty excited. Let's throw some tranny fluid in this. And then from there, we can crank on it, let it run for about 8 seconds. It is going to start kind of weird. All of the fuel system is basically not primed anymore. The rail lines are empty. The pumps obviously have not been spun up yet by this engine. The only fuel that they've gotten is just from barring the engine over when I was installing the trans. So we got a little bit of bleeding to do, but luckily we have an air dog, so it takes literally no time at all. Now, for those of you guys that didn't watch the battery video, this is that new Iconic battery. Pretty cool. You actually turn it on with an app as well, so it's kind of like a dual function kind of dealio here. And we do have, so we'll run, get that fuel priming, let that air dog work. It usually primes up pretty quick. We do have a gauge. Oh, look at that. Already primed up. Well, I'll be dipped. So let's go ahead. Remember, we're not going to let this run for very long. I'm also pretty sure my wife left this in gear. She did for a second. Neutral. And I'm going to hop in here just in case something bad happens. See how she starts. 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000. All right, and that's all we do on the trans, but that fired up effortlessly. Also, shout out to the main man, Jeff, for getting us the updated FCA file on that. Much rapid. We did blow that rag out, but I did remember to take that one out, so score points for that. But now we'll throw another 4 quarts in here and we can start checking our trans fluid. But man, that sounded great. Throw the rest of our trans fluid in. The one thing I have to start remembering is to make sure our transfer case is in 2-wheel drive. A lot of times when I pull the transmission, the sucker ends up in 4-wheel drive. So let's go drive pressure, oil pressure, transmission, line pressure right there, hopefully. Look at that line pressure. That's no TV, by the way. Got second, got third, neutral, we got reverse, we do have reverse, third, see if we got overdrive, we do have overdrive, and let's go back to second, check lockup. We do have a very strong lockup. Shout out to our boy Ethan. And yeah. We also did just lose our dipstick. And not dipstick, our funnel. Abort. Don't want that making a mess. All right, so we'll let this kind of chill out, but it does sound good. The noise has subsided, so I'm starting to think maybe I was just hearing things, but either way, we are way too short on time now. We're gonna test drive this thing real quick. I'm not gonna film it purely because I have to have my P's and Q's about me when I drive this thing now, especially on the street. We're not going far. There's like an industrial park pretty close to my house, so I'm gonna go probably skedaddle over there and check it out, make sure it's got, get a couple logs going to like, I don't know, 4,500 RPM. Try not to absolutely obliterate the tires. That is not my goal. And then this thing's pretty much wrapped up, ready for Diesel in the Mountain. I got to throw a coolant in it, the intercooler, all that stuff. Then we'll go drive it. We'll do one more hot retorque, and that's about it. And then we got one more surprise for you guys. I got the new wheels and tires. We're gonna get them mounted. Probably have little man help me, and we'll bolt them on, show you guys what we're working with there as well. So in a nutshell, new pumps work really good. They seem to idle just fine. I appreciate Exergy turning those around quick and helping us out with the one pump. We did have one get stolen. They helped me out buying the replacement pump, so I appreciate them. Jeff got us our new file, appreciate that. And if we have time, we'll throw that new billet rail in. If not, I'm sure we could get to it maybe when we're at Power Driven right before the event. So I'm gonna get to working on that. We'll show you guys the wheels and tires. That'll probably be the last video before Diesel's in the Mountain, but all things point to a go. So give this one a big thumbs up. Again, Diesel's in the Mountain, 12th, 13th. The dyno is on the 13th. We also have that coupon code still active for Power Driven Diesel. It does essentially give me credit, so I do appreciate it if you guys are going to use it. It's JOSH at checkout, and you save some money off on PDD products. And then let me know if I'm going to see you guys down there. I'm hoping that we're going to be there in tip-top shape, ready to really smash this thing and hang out with a lot of good people. So give it a thumbs up, drop your comments down below, subscribe if you are not already, and as always, I will catch y'all on the next one.